All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off with saying, Call Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakak Pidash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, double honors to our elder apostle as well, the Heroine Bar Yashar down here in the Lions Den camp. Salutations to the occupant of pushing his truth, sincerity, and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Knocks on Bar Yashar from the Lions Den Yashar camp. And this is another Lions Den News and Prophecy. So let's go. The second Ezra 15:1, it says, Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written on paper, for they are faithful and true. Right. And I just got through watching the live that the elder apostle of Heroine just did on Beat Your Plowshares and the Swords. Right. So think about it. With him going into Ezekiel 38, being the guard unto these other nations, like one of the main nations is Persia, which is Iran. So, of course, with the military force that the United States is bringing over in that region, them being a protector and a guard to Iran, what are they going to do? They're going to strengthen their military capabilities. See that? Strengthen their military capabilities so that what? They can combat against the threat that the United States is posing over there in that region. All right. And like me and the brother did with the lesson yesterday, like the friend of mine that I had that told me the situation that's going on over there in the Middle East. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. They were supposed to be deployed over there for like a couple of more months. But they said if they don't leave now, they're going to be stuck there for a while. So some tension, something real serious is happening. And, you got this situation right here with the USS Gerald Ford now in the Mediterranean. See that? It says the USS Gerald Ford transcended, all right, the Strait of Gibraltar and is now operating in the Mediterranean Sea. The United States Navy's newest and most capable nuclear-powered aircraft carrier and the Oranienburg-class guided missile destroyer USS Mahan were spotted by observers entering into the Mediterranean Sea on Friday. This is actually the second time during the CVN 78's current deployment that the flat top has operated in the European waters. USS Gerald Ford was in the Mediterranean last October when CSG-12 was ordered to the Caribbean to support a U.S. Southern Command and the 4th Fleet Operation South Spear to aid in the combating of drug trafficking and transnational criminal organizations. That was when they went over to get Maduro. It says the carrier strike group subsequently took part in operations Absolute Resolve, which led to the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in early January. So now, I wonder if they feel like they're going to do the same thing, right? If they're going to think they're going to do the same thing with, I wonder if I can make this bigger. Over in Iran, I can. Okay, this is the strike groups. You got the USS Abraham Lincoln, which was already over there. Then you have the USS Gerald R. Ford, and both of their military strike groups. So this is all the personnel. Damn. Guided missile destroyers. They have the USS Michael Murphy, the USS Spruceness, the USS Frank E. Patterson. Other guided missile destroyers, they have the USS Dilbert. I wonder if these are all U.S. warships deployed to the Middle East. Wow, that's a lot of firepower. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. Wow. And how many planes? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are just the types of aircrafts that they have, not how many. So he's sending all that personnel, and from the inside scoop, there's alleged confirmation that there's going to be some sort of strike done against Iran, allegedly. You see that? So, man, sound of battles in the land and of great destruction. Right? So we're witnessing these prophecies unfold. Right? Just like how, that's why places like Russia are building up their military arsenal. Because look at what they have. Look at what they have to potentially come against. Not a potential threat, but it is an absolute threat. Because World War III is inevitable. It's like the first war, second war has passed, and behold, the third war coming quickly, man. All right. What else did I want to get? Hold on 1 second. All right. So let's get some more into this article a little bit. So it says, damn, that's a lot of firepower. It says the United States Navy West Coast-based Nimitz-class supercarrier USS Abraham Lincoln, CVN-72, the embarked carrier Air Wing 9 and escort in Carrier Strike Group 3 arrived in the U.S. Central Command Area of Responsibility last month after conducting operations in the South China Sea. So they've been putting them all over the place. This has not ruled out military actions if a deal can't be reached with Iran over its nuclear program. It says additional U.S. assets, including fifth-generation Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II fighters, have been dispatched to the region as part of military buildup. See, they stacking the deck over there. It says extended deployment. As of Friday, the USS Gerald Ford embarked with carrier Air Wing 8 has been deployed for 241 days. As previously reported, it is unlikely that CVN-78 will return to her home port of Naval Station Norfolk, Virginia before May. In mid-April, this deployment will break the record for post-Cold War wartime post-Cold War time at sea. So East Coast carrier deployments have been routinely extended past their planned 7-month duration since 2021 and parallel to the war in Ukraine and then the Houthi attacks on commercial shipping in the Middle East. Unlike smaller vessels which can often exchange the crew in the middle of deployment, such an option isn't really possible with a nuclear-powered carrier which has upward of 5,000 service members on board. Dang. That's a lot of people they got over there, man. That's a lot of personnel. So these ships hasn't even came home to dock yet. They're heading for a record-long deployment since the post-Cold War. And they ain't just cruising on a Sunday. Yeah, this are war tactics, man. This is military buildup. This is the setting of the stage. Now, who's setting the stage? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's going into that. But they have spotted the USS Gerald R. Ford, which is the biggest aircraft carrier that they have, or might be the biggest aircraft carrier in the world. Um, it is. It was found over there in the Strait of Gibraltar. Well, it's in the Mediterranean Sea now. It's in the Mediterranean Sea. All right, so this is what is AI overview. It says yes, the USS Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group was spotted and confirmed passing through the Strait of Gibraltar into the Mediterranean Sea around February 20th to 21st, 2026. So that was maybe last Friday. Oh, I thought it was when I said Friday. I thought it was this Friday. I guess I'm a week behind. This development, featuring the U.S. Navy's most advanced aircraft carrier, is part of a major military buildup directed towards the Middle East amid heightening tensions with Iran. Deployment details. It says the vessel, accompanied by escorts including the USS Mahan, was observed moving east to bolster U.S. naval presence in the region. All right, the carrier was photographed off the coast of Gibraltar and in the Mediterranean Sea after transitioning from the Atlantic. The move, described as a show of force, aims to prove maximum leverage in ongoing negotiations regarding Iran's nuclear program. They're like, all right, if you don't strike a deal, we're gonna strike you. Now, that's what they're showing. It says the USS Gerald R. Ford is heading toward the Middle East to join other U.S. assets, including the USS Abraham Lincoln. They got two of the biggest and advanced nuclear. We're gonna have submarines with them also, but nuclear aircraft carriers posted up over there while they're trying to do negotiations. They're telling you either you take this deal that we're putting on the table with no nuclear program, or you're gonna have to suffer the consequences. That's the message that is posing. What does it say? All his enemies, he puffeth at them. This rapid development marks a significant shift in U.S. naval assets, placing enhanced, modern, and high capacity capabilities into the Mediterranean theater. Okay. Let me ask AI. Is Trump planning to strike Iran? This is as of February 27th, which is today. President Trump has explicitly stated that he is considering a limited military strike on Iran to pressure its leadership into a nuclear deal. See, they're trying to force them into whatever they want them to do. It says, while no final decision has been publicly announced, the United States has completed a massive military buildup in the region to provide the president with immediate strike options. It says ultimatum. Trump is reportedly giving Iran a 10 to 15-day ultimatum to finalize a deal that includes zero uranium enrichment or face potential military actions. So they're saying that you can't have nothing at all. Zero uranium enrichment. Not even enough to power the cities. It says the USS Gerald R. Ford and the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike groups are both in the region. This is part of the largest overseas military force in the Middle East since 2003 invasion of Iraq, including over 200 fighter jets. Says the Pentagon has reportedly briefed Trump on multiple strike operations ranging from one and done strikes to a weeks long campaign targeting nuclear facilities and ballistic missile sites. So they're already planning on how they're going, just like how they had planned for all that time to go in there and get Maduro. This is what if you're the hammer of the earth, every situation looks like a nail and you got to use force on it. But this is all being brought together and orchestrated by Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. Lord willing, this lesson to edify and to serve the purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name Yahweh Shem Shai. With that, I'd like to say, Call Halayim, La Yahweh, By Hashem Yahweh Shai, By Hashem, Harvakak Radash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Double honors to our elder apostle as well. I heard one Bon Yasharala down here in the Lions Den camp. Salutations to the icon of the pushing this truth, sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.